It all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. Your Baltimore Ravens 2025 NFL season could end today, or we might have 7 more days of hope and promise. Of course, it all lies in the hands of Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. Who would have thought if you told me a year ago today, hell, even 8 months ago, hey, the Baltimore Ravens are going to live and die by what Shedeur Sanders does in Week 18. I would have thought you were the biggest liar on the planet, but here we are. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat Cleveland today, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. The Ravens season is over. Playoffs, goodbye. But if the Cleveland Browns manage to pull off the win, then the Ravens have a shot to take down the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road in Week 18 and punch their ticket into the postseason. Every like we get on today's video is a point scored for the Brownies. Hit that thumbs up button. Let's run up the score because we got to have them score as many points as possible today. I've never been as locked in on a Browns game as I am on this afternoon. Adam Schefter tweeted out late last night. Little additional news for today's game. Some pretty big and massive news for the Baltimore Ravens. That Browns tight end Harold Fannett Jr., who injured his groin during practice Friday, is questionable for Sunday, is expected to be a full go versus Steelers per source. And, honestly, the more playmakers, the better. The more guys, the more talent you can surround Shedeur Sanders with, the happier that I am going to be. So I get it, Harold Fannett Jr. is not going to be one of those names that makes your jaw drop and makes, Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers shake in their boots. But he is just another go-to guy that when the ball gets in his hands, he can make some big things happen with. The Baltimore Ravens are the only team that is not currently in the AFC playoff picture that is still alive, right? The Indianapolis Colts with the Houston Texans win over the Los Angeles Chargers yesterday. They got officially eliminated. That means it's Baltimore and 7 other teams. Now, it can be frustrating, and I get that. I understand that. I share in that frustration that this is the way the season has gone. But, you put yourself in that exact place. This team has put themselves in the spot to where we've got to beg the Browns to win a football game. We've got to beg Shedeur Sanders to go win us a football game. You've put yourself in that position. The losing, the blown games, whether it was Buffalo, New England, no matter what it was, there's only one team to blame, and it's the Baltimore Ravens. If the Browns don't get the job done today, there's still only going to be one team to blame, and that's the Baltimore Ravens. Last time these two teams faced off, it was quite a bit ago, Week 6 to be exact. Browns lost 9-23. Dylan Gabriel was the starter at that time. They passed it 52 times with him. Well, that's because the Steelers absolutely shut down Quinshon Judkins, went for 12 carries, 36 yards. There he is, Harold Fannett Jr., 7 catches for 81. And Rodgers had a pretty good day, 21 for 30, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns, Ward 11 for 52, and Metcalf, who will not be playing in that ball game, 4 catches, 95 yards. Speaking of will not be playing in that ball game, here are the 8 players that will be out for sure for the Cleveland Browns. Judkins, Conklin, Ethan Pocic, Maliek Collins, Dawand Jones, Jeremiah Owusu, Jerome Ford, and Martin Emerson. So a good bit of the offensive line and some defensive players, which obviously is a bummer. Some injuries to watch on the Pittsburgh front today. TJ Watt, obviously, he had that thing happen with his lung a couple weeks ago. That was really, really serious. That's something you should be keeping an eye on today. Not necessarily his status, even though his status is not, I believe, 100% right now, but just kind of his ability to be out there and beat TJ Watt. Nick Herbig, James Pierre, Brandon Echols, Calvin Austin III, and Isaac Seumalo. Also injuries to watch on today's game. For Cleveland, they're going to have to score a lot of points today. Now, unfortunately, they have not really been able to do that. If you look at their offensive ranks, points per game, yards per play, EPA per play, per pass, pretty much every single statistic, they are a bottom 3, bottom or bottom 5 team in the National Football League, which is a bummer. Their best statistic that we got up on the screen right now, 21st best in red zone percentage. And that's just because they don't necessarily have that impressive of players. Like if you look at the offense, it's Shador at quarterback, Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman's their wide receiver 2, Isaiah Bond, a UDFA, is their wide receiver 3, and they've got those injuries on the offensive line, like we talked about, right? Now, their defense, if they're going to win this football game, it's going to be on the backs of their defense, right? If you look at points per game allowed, 23.7, 20th. But like yards per game, yards per play, EPA per play, all of those. Top 4 metrics. EPA per rush, success rate, takeaways. Like they are really, really solid in all of these statistics. Big reason why? Because of that front 4. Mainly because of Myles Garrett. That is going to be the big, big, big guy to watch today. Like, if the Browns are going to win this football game, it's going to be because Myles Garrett had a great one. Like, I don't see a world where the Browns lose and Myles Garrett just, like, absolutely does nothing. Because pretty much every Browns win, and really even almost every Browns almost win, Myles Garrett has been a massive factor. Look it back to when the Baltimore Ravens played him this year. Off-ball linebackers, Carson Schwessinger, really, really good rookie out of UCLA. Devin Bush as well. Both those guys have the ability to make plays all across the football field at all levels in coverage or in run defense. And then the quarterback room. Obviously, Denzel Ward's been dealing with his injuries this year. Tyson Campbell, Ronnie Hickman, Grant Tampa, Miles Harden. These groups to step up. Need everybody to step up. The trends, 16.4 points per game for the Browns offense. Steelers offense is at 24. Steelers defense 23.3, Browns defense 23.7. So the trends point to a win for the Cleveland Browns. But the good thing is this game isn't played on paper. It's not played via trends. It's played on a football field. It's played on a gridiron. And I will be locked into that football game today, hoping, praying the Cleveland Browns for once can just do something. You want the Browns to win? Spam those CLEs in the comment section down below. All right, let's get it going. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Who can put as many as they can? Or many as, is that a phrase? As many as they can? I guess so. Just spam CLE. We got to give a quick shout out to our awesome sponsor of today's show before we go any further. Our great friends over at PrizePicks. Even though Christmas is long gone, it's still the holiday season up until New Year's. That means it's the best time of the year for sports, bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It's all happening at once. So while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right. That's PrizePicks. PrizePicks now has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you might have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. On PrizePicks, how you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose Flex Play. Or if you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play. Here is my lineup for today's game. I took the less on Aaron Rodgers, 187.5 passing yards. The more on Shador Sanders, 180.5. In Andre Schmidt, give me the more 5.5 kicking points. Trying to put as many good vibes out into the world as I can. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. For the last little bit of today's video engaged, we'll do these rather quickly. We're going to go over my 5 overreactions from yesterday's win against the Green Bay Packers. Number one I've probably seen the most online, Tyler Huntley over Lamar Jackson. Joey, did you see Tyler Huntley? He won that game. They scored 41 points. The offense looked great, and all of that I agree with. But I also think it's ridiculous to say that Tyler Huntley's better than Lamar Jackson. Helps when you have Derrick Henry go for 36 for 216 4 touchdowns. But at the end of the day, I think it's a ridiculous conversation if you're saying Huntley over Lamar. Number 2, Henry should always get those carries. Like, I agree. I don't think that's necessarily an overreaction. I do think we have to think of the fact of, look, you got to save these guys for at this point in the season. And if he's getting 36 carries a game for 18 games, he might not be playing at this point in the season. So I get him not all the time, but, man, against New England, there's no excuse for what happened that ball game. Number 3, John Harbaugh's going to stay. I don't think this is an overreaction, unfortunately. It does feel like the team came out with a lot of fight. They played hard. Obviously, they got the win. If they would have come out incredibly flat, looked horrible like they have the last 6 weeks, then I think he was there was at least a little bit of a higher chance he was going to get fired, but it just feels like he's not going to go anywhere. The defense was amazing. I think that's a little bit of an overreaction. Look, Malik Willis went for 350 total and 3 total touchdowns. They just, made some mistakes. Now, you made a play on 4th and 1. They also, face mask, snap off the face mask, fumble. You took advantage of that. You took advantage of a drop pass. But, it's not like the defense was unbelievable. I thought Nate Wiggins actually was not very good at all. Number 5, the season's still over. Obviously, that's a little bit of an overreaction because it's not true mathematically. It's what the entire video on today was. But at the same time, it's the Browns. I'm hopeful, but it's the Browns. It's going to do it for today's show. Social media, Twitter, Instagram, both platforms. Make sure you give me a follow and make sure you subscribe to the channel.